Welcome to an echo of the past. My name is Hypatia of Alexandria, daughter of the scholar Theon, and a woman who dared to teach men mathematics and philosophy. For some, I was a teacher. For others, I was a threat. Today, I will tell you my story. I was born around the year 355 in Alexandria, a city that was the beating heart of knowledge. My father, Theon, was a mathematician and astronomer. From the earliest days of my life, he taught me that searching for truth in numbers and stars was as essential as breathing. I was not raised like other girls. While many were taught household duties, I was solving equations, charting the heavens, and reading Plato. Even then, I knew my path would not be ordinary. As I grew older, the halls of Alexandria opened before me. I became a teacher of mathematics, astronomy, and philosophy. Yes, a woman standing before men and lecturing them. In my time, that was far from usual. I often wore the philosopher's white robe and walked the streets freely, speaking with students, citizens, and officials alike. Some came to me for wisdom, others for guidance. And slowly I became known not only as a scholar, but as a symbol. Proof that a woman could seek knowledge as freely as any man. But Alexandria was not only a city of light, it was also a city of growing shadows. Christianity was rising in power, and with it came conflict. Some leaders feared that philosophy and science threatened their faith. I, however, never saw truth as an enemy of God. I believed that reason and belief could live side by side, like the sun and the moon in the same sky. Still, in a city where temples were falling and bishops were rising, my independence made me a target. To some, I was not a philosopher. I was a danger. In time, the city's struggles turned bitter. Orestes, the Roman governor of Alexandria, was my friend. Cyril, the bishop, was his rival. And I, caught between them, became a symbol of resistance. Rumors spread that I used magic, that I poisoned minds against the church. Lies, yes, but dangerous lies. I stood only for truth and learning. But truth can make powerful enemies. The year was 415, spring in Alexandria. One day, as I travelled through the city in my chariot, a mob stopped me. They were men who believed they served God, but in their hearts lived only fear and hatred. They dragged me from my chariot and took me into a church, a place meant for prayer, but which became my court and execution ground. There my life ended, not by soldiers, but by the very people who had once listened to my teachings. It was a brutal moment, yet I do not dwell only on the darkness. I believe my death became a warning, that hatred silences voices brave enough to think differently. My body perished, but the ideas I taught endured. And with them, the message that truth cannot be silenced, even if the voice that speaks it is. I am Hypatia of Alexandria. My journey ended in blood and dust on the streets, but my thoughts live on. Knowledge is not a sin. Questions are not dangerous. What is truly dangerous is silence when we should speak, and blindness when we should seek. For only where the mind is free can light grow, and where light endures, darkness can never prevail. This was my story. If it resonated with you, support our channel, An Echo of the Past. Give this video a like and subscribe, so you won't miss the other voices that still reach us from distant times.